Hello everyone, my name is Omkar Shilke. I am going to present the paper titled Anticipatory Decisions in Retail E-commerce Warehouses Using Reinforcement Learning. This paper is co-authored by my fellow colleagues Vinita Baniwal and Dr. Harshad Khadilkar. Our work concentrates on a warehouse or a distribution center that serves e-commerce demand catering to small order bundles. The focus is on reducing the processing time required for operations within the distribution center. Going through the normal picking process, which has a sequential workflow, it consists of different stages like order receipt, creation of pick jobs for the labor, retrieval of products from storage, and packaging. The orders arrive in a fixed amount of time, say 30 minutes, followed by the work order creation. The time required by the labor from the pick job release to bringing the product to the packaging area take about 60 minutes approximately. At the packaging area, the products are packed and are shipped at a fixed departure time, and this process requires about 15 minutes. The limitations of using the normal picking process is that a greater processing time is required due to the piecemeal nature of it. If labor jobs are busy at the time of the release of pick job, another system waiting time is introduced which is variable. There are also possibilities for delay in the shipment delivery due to inefficient packing. On the other hand, we have the anticipatory picking process, which generates bulk picking jobs overnight for assortment of items that are anticipated to be ordered the next day. We utilize a pre-pick or a staging area to store the pre-picked items. The pre-pick area is closer to the packaging area. During the day when an order arrives, we can choose between using the normal process or utilizing the products already stored in the pre-pick or staging area. Overall, the processing time required for the anticipatory picking process is shorter compared to the normal picking process. The benefits of implementing the anticipatory picking process is efficient labor utilization is observed due to the bulk processing of items. There is also a reduction in the peak labor requirement because the day's order fulfillment is spread out over a longer duration. Reinforcement learning has been used to address different problems in inventory management for single product scenarios in supply chain structures like general networks, single supplier, single distributor, single supplier, multiple distributor networks. Generally, it is a two-step process consisting of forecasting of decisions and later optimizing these decisions. The forecasting methods used are traditional ARIMA to the latest LSTM-based methods, which have shown promises in improving the forecasting accuracy for e-commerce use cases. However, such methods do not work well with large number of products, as large number of products increase the complexity in computation of these picking decisions. Our prior work for multi-product inventory management in brick-and-mortar stores incorporated the explained anticipatory picking process using imitation learning for a small number of products. However, our current work formulates the constrained anticipatory picking problem as an end-to-end RL problem without requiring a forecasting step for a large number of products which can be executed concurrently. The architecture of decision-making for three products is shown in the figure. Our RL algorithm comprises of parallelized computation of picking decisions by cloning the parameter of the same RL agent for each product independently. The advantage of our approach is we can split the problem into constant subscale problems. The database consists of the order demand and the current state of the system. I'll explain the symbols in the next slide. This data is fed to the RL agent to compute the picking decisions due. These picking decisions are summed and are reduced by the reduction factor alpha to get constrained picking decisions. These constrained picking decisions satisfy the environment functional constraints and are utilized by the labor to retrieve the products and fill the pre-pick or the staging area at the start of the day. As the day progresses and the actual orders are received, the order fulfillment can be carried out by using the anticipatory picking process. The state space consists of the following features. B denotes the current available buffer capacity. X of I denotes the current product inventory. D of I denotes the order demand in the last 3 days. C of I indicates the product class which is evaluated on the basis of uni-criterion ABC analysis to classify the products into three classes of fast, moderate, and slow moving. W indicates the day of the week. O of I indicates the orders fulfilled the previous day, and alpha hat gives us the estimated reduction factor. Alpha is used to reduce the pre-pick decisions within the available buffer capacity. For computing the decisions for each product, the shape reward is used, which is defined in the equation R of I. Here A1, A2 and A3 are user-defined non-negative constants. The first term is a system reward, which is a positive feedback reduced by the factor alpha, which implies selling the product at the expense of constraint violation leads to a lower reward. This also introduces a degree of fairness across products implicitly. The second term targets on emptying the buffer of each product I as far as possible so that the greatest possible flexibility is available the next day. The absolute error ensures that the flexibility is not achieved at the cost of underselling. The last term targets the degree of intervention required. Since the term utilizes the actual values rather than the constraint values, we can penalize large decisions, and this adds another degree of fairness. Going through the neural network architecture, we use deep deterministic policy gradients for the computation of individual picking decisions U given the current state of the system. The actor and critic are both fully connected networks with layers of 17, 16, 32, 5, 1 and 18, 16, 8, 5, 1 neurons respectively. All the hidden and the output neurons have ReLU activation. The hyperparameters and their value utilized are mentioned in the table below. The discount factor gamma is kept 0.3. The reasons for using a small discount factor is discussed while explaining the results. We precede the buffer with 20 episodes from a simple heuristic. The dataset we use is a public dataset for brick and mortar stores for a multitude of products and unique customers. We obtain the data in the required format for a subset of 220 products corresponding to one full grocery aisle in the store. The dataset spans over a period of 698 days, almost 2 years, which consists of attributes which resemble a realistic setting. The training and the testing dataset both span a period of 349 days used for the model evaluation. Moving on to the results, as we know that the actual problem structure is that of an infinite horizon MDP, we terminate each training episode after a time period of delta days and start with a new episode from a randomly chosen day. Each training episode starts with an empty pre-peak area and proceeds with successive steps of decision making. The pre-peak area cannot be emptied except through actual sales during an episode. The simplest option for training would be to use delta is equal to 349 days, which spans the entire training dataset, but several factors dissuaded us from using this option. We use small delta values, which allows us to run more episodes in a fixed amount of time. Also, the window of days delta is initialized from random time points leading to greater variety in the perceived data. We use delta of 7, 20, 50 and 100 days from the 349 days, and the episode is terminated after the relevant days have elapsed. In the figure alongside, we can see the progression of reward over the training episodes. An initial decrease in the reward can be seen, which is caused by the order fulfillment at the cost of high pre-pick decisions causing large penalties. Over time, the reward is maximized and the fastest increase is observed for delta is equal to 7, but the highest final reward is achieved by delta is equal to 20. Similarly, in this figure, we can see the fraction of orders fulfilled over the training episodes. We can see that the highest order fulfillment is achieved by delta is equal to 20. A fraction of 1 is achieved if the entire demand is satisfied on a given day. The figure shows the policy visualization. We can see that a smooth gradation is observed in the pre-peak quantity U as the average order demand in the past 3 days decreases and the current inventory increases. We use two baseline algorithms. First, proportional heuristic, where we compute an initial picking quantity by attempting to match the average demand over the last 3 days. This is the same heuristic we use to precede the buffer during the initial training effort. Second, we use LSTM based forecasting and imitation learning. Here we evaluate and forecast using LSTM models, which is used as an expert policy for imitation learning. The results on the independent test data are shown in the table. We observe that the heuristic satisfies approximately 50% of the optimal value. The imitation learning has similar performance. Despite being trained with an expert policy, the imitation learning performs poorly due to the sequential nature of the problem, where it tries to imitate the demand, and any errors in the picking decisions may compound over time. On the other hand, all the four versions of the reinforcement learning approach outperform the baselines with peak performance at delta is equal to 20, with 86% of the orders being fulfilled. Delta is equal to 50 and 100 have poor performance due to inefficient training. Since learning reasonable policies in RL requires longer training episodes, the paper is a mathematical summary of the problem, constraints, and the solution approach, which has already been piloted in real life with a leading UK-based retailer. The proposed methodology can be adopted for several real-life situations, which can be used to incorporate more realistic constraints and objectives catered to individual business requirements. The anticipatory picking process can be used as for special applications like promotional products or giving special discounts to specific products. We have the freedom to choose between the normal and the anticipatory process suited to respective business scenarios, like using the normal picking process predominantly, whereas high priority products can use the anticipatory picking process. Or on the other hand, the entire business can use only the anticipatory picking process. In conclusion, we have successfully implemented the novel process change in e-commerce warehouses to reduce the peak labor requirement and improve the efficiency of product picking. Thank you.